Kasi of also in my company, we've built a lot of apps as well. Pero pag web apps, ang hirap na mag-add ng mga, alam mo yun, parang ang dami mong competition, parang billions of apps.
Mm.
Sa mobile app, syempre, sis App Store, saka Play Store, alam mo yun, medyo concentrated. Alright, welcome back to Ka Computer. So for today's episode, we'll be talking about mobile apps in 2026. Should you go for iOS first, Android first, or no code or AI first? So again, my name is John Bonso, the co-founder of Tutorials Dojo, and I have here with me.
Hi, I'm Theo. I'm the founder of Savio. It's not a budgeting app. It's a behavioral finance app.
Hi, my name is Glenn from Socia.
And I'm Ellie of DVCode Technologies Incorporated. Ganap!
Ayan, all good. So, mga pare, ayan, ang first question natin, ano bang unahin natin sa mga mobile app development and mga startups and EDI initiatives? iOS first ba? Android ba? Or no-code/AI generated apps ang development cycle natin? Anyone who wants to start?
Sa akin, I think it really depends on... Ito naman tayo, it depends. It depends on the developer. It depends on the intended market, your target market segment. It depends kung anong talagang problem gusto mong isolve or kung may problem ka ba talagang gustong isolve. Kasi ngayon meron mga boring apps na sobrang functional. It doesn't really solve a problem, pero it can be purely for profit. So, it really depends on the person, on the developer, kung ano yung gusto niyang i-build.
Yeah. Well, on my end naman, no, so far, ang nakikita ko talaga dito is, hindi naman in a sense na mag-decide ka kaagad kung Android o Apple.
Mm.
Kasi if you can do it as web muna, di ba, na kinda cross-platform, then you can test waters kung talagang gagana ba yung system mo dun sa target market mo, no? So, talagang it's more on i-build up mo muna kung anong klaseng solution ba yung gusto mong ibigay sa mga tao. And then from that, you try to navigate kung kailangan mo ba talaga ng mobile app in the first place. Kasi kung magmo-mobile app ka kaagad and then the first friction agad na mararanasan mo is i-install ba talaga ng tao yung app mo. So, kesa sa i-click na lang yung link ng app mo, di ba? So, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Yung use case nga talaga. Yeah.
And there's a lot of pros and cons kasi if you go web or if you go mobile. And if you go mobile, there's a lot of pros and cons then if you go Android and iOS. In iOS, there's a lot of regulations, review, sobrang tagal niyan. Even ako with my app, hanggang ngayon, dami parang review na nangyari sa Apple. Sa Android, mas mabilis yung review, pero meron siyang, kapag nagsisimula ka pa lang, may 14 days,
Yan, tama.
may close testing, pero mas madaling mag-dev. Ang mahirap lang din sa Android, ako personally, nahirapan ako sa Android kasi may mga features na wala sa Android na meron sa iOS. Mas madaling mag-design sa iOS kaysa sa Android. So, there's a lot of pros and cons. So, depende lang din talaga sa'yo as a dev kung ano yung mas gusto mong i-embrace. If you can actually go for both. And it's a different kind of ball game ulit. And again, it depends on your priorities. If kaya mong gawin lahat ng pros and cons na yon, if kaya mong lapatan lahat ng pros and cons, and then you're good.
How about you, Glenn?
Sa akin naman, mas maganda kung mag-uumpisa tayo sa low code kasi nga, kung gagawa ka naman ng isang development, syempre dapat unahin mo muna yung pagpo-prototype. Kung gusto mo talagang ayusin yung magiging output mo, syempre lilipat ka na rin din sa cross-platform and then ibang platform na naman yun. Kumbaga, pwede kang mag-switch dun sa Android, pwede kang mag-switch dun sa iOS, something like that, parang gano'n.
Ayan. So, second question natin, speed versus quality trade-offs. Sa mga projects nyo ba, pre, ano yung mga ginagamit yung mga tools? Syempre nga, it depends, diba? Depende sa use case natin. Pero, for example, lang use case yung talaga is like mobile first na application. Ano yung mga tools na ginagawa nyo, strategy nyo? Kasi syempre, in the age of AI, speed is everything, right? So, ano yung discarding nyo, pare? Para alam din nila.
Sige. So, usapang diskarte at the moment sa amin sa DVCode is talagang, naka full throttle kami sa TypeScript ecosystem. So, it means talagang whatever it is na available tulad ng sa side ng React, sabihin na natin sa React, no? So, kaya namin makapag-build ng web, kaya namin makapag-build ng mobile app, and kaya namin makapag-build ng application na for Windows, etc., 'di ba? Na
Hybrid pa.
Oo, na hybrid. Kasi coming from that, we have yung mismong iisang code base. Pero from that, nare-reuse namin siya to
Sa iOS,
whatever
Android.
platforms that we like. Kasi so far naman yun nga, at the end of the day, kung yung application mo is hindi game, and it's all about create, read, update, delete, and then the rest, puro reporting and rendering na lang ng mga kung ano-ano, lahat naman yan nagagawa na lang sa TypeScript. And so far, yung mga native na functions naman din na mostly kailangan and expected na mga someone na gustong gumawa ng devs is available na doon. So, unless may talagang hindi kami magawa sa TypeScript, that's the time lang na magbabago kami. Pero so far, it's been working very well on us.
So, TypeScript and React Native na
Yeah,
hybrid.
more on ganun.
Yeah, I agree with Ellie. I used React Native. I tried Swift. I also tried Android, Java before, 10 years ago. And ngayon with Claude Code, the one I'm using for agentic coding, it's really good with React Native. I tried it with Swift. It's not so good. Even with Context 7 and all of this MCPs, hindi siya ganun kagaling. Pero nung I tried React Native, because I had to really build it my own, I previously hired developers kasi. Pero when I decided na, sige, ako na mag 0 to 1, na I found out na it's really good with React Native. And when you attach MCPs with it, like if you need monetization, revenue cut MCP, if you need Figma MCP, meron din siyang for design.
Nice.
Marami. So, it's really good na ngayon na actually, literally, I don't know, but anyone can really build apps now.
Yes.
Kahit hindi ka magaling mag-prompt actually. Claude is getting so good, and other models, other tools as well, are getting so good that you can do 0 to 1.
I think,
Tsaka mo na problemahin yung
ang
next.
gusto ko lang i-add dyan, no, anyone can really do 0 to 1 na ngayon, given na may tama kang boilerplate.
Oo.
Kasi
Yun.
kung hindi, kumbaga kung i-start from scratch mo, magically parang utusan mo si Claude, di ba, na make me an app, make no mistake. Di ba? yung ganun sistema. And then wala kang binigay
Don't
na
crash the
initial,
prompt, yan.
wala
Template.
kang binigay na initial na template
Or
kung
guideline. Yeah.
ano yung pagsisimulan niya na mga files na say for example, pagsisimulan mo siya sa React or sa API structure mo, pag wala ka nung starting points na yun,
Yeah.
magically, mag-hallucinate talaga siya. So, sobrang tindi ng AI na ngayon sa usapang TypeScript din kasi. Kaya, kumbaga, mas lalo naming na-fully utilize yung agentic coding at the moment.
Yes. Mag-move naman tayo since AI na yung pinag-uusapan natin. So, tingin nyo kaya, sabi mo nga ni Theo, usually he hired someone, mobile dev pa before. Ngayon, parang siya na gumagawa. No? Actually, sa company ko naman, we've been operating for almost 15 years now. No? May mga developer din ako. Pero usually, minsan ako na nagko-code eh. Ganun talaga siya ka-powerful right now. So at times, minsan wala na rin akong senior developer. Minsan parang, kaya na kasi ng junior developer. Minsan hindi pa nga graduate or hindi pa kayang-kaya na eh. Just give them proper tools to do that. No? So, sa usapang AI and AI development, ano yung mga nakita nyo yung pitfalls, yung mga diskarte nyo dyan, and how to do it? So, maybe you, Glenn?
Ang mga diskarte naman na ginagawa ko dyan sa AI, syempre, gagawa muna ako ng code base. Ngayon, yung code base na yun yung parang i-feed ko dun sa mismong AI kung paano papaganahin yung mga simpleng bagay like CRUD, kung paano siya mag-create delete, yung mga management niya. Yung mga ganung bagay, kayang-kaya na talaga ng AI yun. Pero yung mga complex talaga na kailangan talagang i-build mo siya ng sa'yo na talaga na manggagaling, hindi na kaya ng AI. Siyempre, talagang developer talaga yung gagawa nun. Pero yung mga simpleng management, mahirap talaga ng junior dev yun. Ibig sabihin, kung junior dev pa yung gagawa nun, magiging mas matagal pa. Pero kung AI lang, some prompt mo lang, tapos na.
Are you a one-day millionaire type of person? Don't worry, we got you. Track every peso, see your spending in seconds, and finally stay on budget. With FinShark, finance has never been this easy. Download FinShark today.
Pero tol, siguro magre-rebut lang ako doon. Kumbaga, define complex in the first place. Kasi ngayon, so far, kung nandun tayo sa type nasa TypeScript ecosystem tayo, plus agentic side ng coding, and then binigyan mo siya ng code base mo, kung paano mo binibuild yung mga bagay-bagay. So far talaga, kung yung complex is business logics, coming from experience ngayon, talagang kaya sa kaya eh.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Agree.
Hindi ako makakita ng parte na masasabi mong complex and then hindi kayang gawin ng AI. Maliban na lang talaga kung hindi mo siya guided ng ano yung initial starting point mo, plus ano yung exact na plan mo. Kasi yun nga, at the end of the day, pag hindi mo binigyan yung AI ng proper plan and documentation, tsaka lang siya pumapalya. Pero the moment na talagang you've been very detailed sa mga business expectations na business logic mo, then it will definitely, most of the time, talagang one-off. So far, coming from experience. And ito lang, trivia. Nakakatatlong solo coded app na ako na nagge-generate ng income so
money
far.
and growth.
Production ready app that we're talking about, and it's been running since February. Ngayon April na. Yun, pinakita ko kanina. So
Ayan.
talagang legit na
Yeah.
when you define yung complexity base doon sa documentations, walang imposible at the moment.
Regarding that, masasegue naman tayo dun sa about money and growth of the mobile apps. So what actually makes mobile apps succeed beyond just building? So for you, Ellie, sayo mo nga tatlong apps na yan. Tama. So I assume hybrid, no? React Native din.
Well, cross-platform.
Cross-platform,
Website
right?
lang to. So, ganito kasi, no? The moment kasi na meron kang clear intention kung sino yung target market mo, anong klaseng business model at hindi ka lugi, yung tropa mo makikinabang ba, yung mga audience o yung mga users mismo is talagang may outright benefit, no-brainer. Talagang gagamitin nila yung app, no? Kaya ako, pasensya na, pero hindi ako ganun ka-fan nung parang mag-grind tayo tapos hindi natin alam kung ano mangyayari sa future. Kasi may mga bagay sa Pilipinas pa lang specifically na ang dami na nating mga problema na tayo as IT o tayo as mga software developers makakatulong dun sa parts na yon. Ang main problem at the moment is paano ba natin ma-automate yung payment systems,
Ayan,
which is so
payments,
far meron ng mga solutions na available sa market.
Yan kasi yan. Ngayon kasi in the industry right now, no, 2026, very popular na ngayon. Let's say si Tarsi for Braille, Josie AI, kaila France. Ang dami ng mga I think indie developers, yung mga app developers na I would say paldo. Mga tingin sa mga groups, di ba? So, what's your take there? For you as well, you're also as app developer.
And I think
founder.
ang pinaka-edge din talaga ng mobile apps is I think it gives you a certain way of how you should behave and how you should interact with the app itself. Kasi it's very different. It's a very different experience if you use an app sa phone na lagi mong dala-dala anywhere, anytime, pwede mong maabot. Iba yung apps na pwede mong gawin doon, iba yung actions na pwede mong gawin doon compared to
Web app.
web app na kailangan pang buksan yung computer mo, kailangan pang i-browse, punta ka sa website, login ka and all. A mobile app is very different eh.
Exactly.
It changes your behavior, literally. Kaya yun nga, si Tarsi, si Josie, it really helps people na how to track their finances, how to upskill. And kami naman sa Savio, we help people to understand their money behavior.
Behaviors,
So mostly behavioral finance talaga. And we really want to contribute to making people better, and we want to help we want to be able to help people to help themselves. So, yung mga gayong behavioral changes, I think yun yung pinaka-edge talaga mobile apps kasi you have it anywhere and it's always with you. And you have notifications.
I see. Saka napapansin ko rin din, kasi also in my company, we've built a lot of apps as well. Pero pag web apps, ang hirap na mag-add ng mga, alam mo yun, parang ang dami mong competition, parang billions of apps. Sa mobile app, syempre, sis App Store, saka Play Store, alam mo yun, medyo concentrated. Piling-pili lang yung mga apps na available. So, ayun, number 1. Number 2 siguro, I think right now, no? So, for payment gateway naman, syempre pera, usapan. we're using Polar SH, Stripe, mga ganun. May konting barrier siya pag sa web app. Especially kapag AI generated or AI tools yung gamit mo May, I think recently few days ago ganun din So, medyo may barrier na rin siya. So, ano bang take mo naman doon, Glenn?
Sa akin naman, yung take advantage naman ng mobile app dun sa mismong web. Pag web kasi, may mga functionality ng web na wala naman dun sa mobile app. Pero may mga functionality na naman mas maganda sa mobile app na wala naman dun sa web. Kaya mas maganda talaga, magbibuild ka nung talagang yung ecosystem niya is dalawa. Na meron kang mobile app, meron kang web din talaga.
Yeah, ang magandang example niyan yung mga sensor,
Yun.
accelerometer, mga kung ano-ano. Tapos
Apple
mga,
Intelligence.
Yes.
Yun.
Apple Intelligence.
And even yung mga simpleng widgets, sobrang laking helpful nun. Lalo if your apps are in finance, in wellness, in fitness, sobrang laking tulong nila. So there's a lot of different features sa phones pa lang natin na we can utilize through the mobile apps na hindi talaga available sa web.
Any final thoughts? Okay, ito yung natin, last one siguro before we end. Yung mga real pitfalls. Ayan, for yung mga nag-iisip dyan na mag-app development din, o kaya maging founder of mga different apps. Ano yung mga usually yung pitfalls?
Yeah, well, sa akin kung uunahin ko is much better talaga kung gagawa ka ng app. Meron kang clear na intention kung ano talaga yung gusto mong gawin. Kasi the moment na you have this very clear problem that you want to solve, nasisimulate mo na na kung ito yung sitwasyon, anong gagawin ko. And mailalagay mo rin yung sarili mo na as a user, gugustuhin mo ba talagang i-install yung app mo in the first place. Kasi kapag ikaw mismo, medyo na-awkwardan kang gamitin yung app mo, that sends a signal na mukhang, kailangan ko ba ituloy ito? O may kailangan akong i-improve pa. So more on talagang the gut feeling as a developer from that.
Right. Okay.
Dagdag ko lang din po sa may kung gagawa kayo ng mobile app, try nyo muna, gaya nga na sabi ni Sir Eli, try nyo muna sa sarili nyo. Sa akin kasi minsan try ko muna sa sarili ko. Tapos pagka nag-boom siya sa akin, nagagamit ko ng pang daily, pwede ko na siyang i-upload sa App Store or
Try first muna.
Yes.
Gagawin.
Siyempre, tama.
Sa akin ang last, ano ko naman din, push mo na yan. Kasi minsan natatakot pa
Push
Push mo na yan.
mo na yan.
Actually, yung mga mga developers ko rin. Ito, estudyante pre 18, 19 years old. Kasi sila, mga tropa ko, sila Danilo Casim Jr., tapos sila, marami kami yung mga tropa sa Tutorials Dojo. Pinupushan namin bigla, wala nang alam mo yun, push mo na lang using AI and everything. Tapos along the way, kung may problema, just do it. Ayan. Maybe last one, bro.
Same with you, sir. Push mo lang.
Push mo na yan.
Tsaka
Push na.
Don't overcomplicate.
Yeah.
Sabi nga ni Ellie, you have different paths naman You just have to be really focused and know what you want. Kasi, pasimplihin na natin, you have two routes. It's either you solve a problem, problem of your sarili mong problem or problem ng ibang tao, or just be curious. Like yung ginawa ni Braille. Na-curious lang siya sa technology, local AI. Nag-build siya ng something. And eventually, nag-monetize. So, you can do that route. And you can do the route as well na yung ginagawa ko na I'm trying to solve a bigger picture problem na I want to double down on that. So, there's a lot of different routes. Hindi kayo maubusan. Just don't do both. Kasi mahirap na yun Pag ang dami mong tinatry, na you're not doubling down on what you really want to do and what you want to happen.
Alright.
So, just focus.
Right. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Push mo na yan.
Ganap!
Ganap.
Thanks to our sponsors, Agora, Finshark, Tutorials Dojo, Young Satio, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, and Facebook subscribers. On to our next episode.